Hi, good evening. My name is Rohan Jagadeesh. I've gotten rank 224 in the UPSC CSE exam of 2018, and I will be getting into the Indian Police Service. Hello to you guys, to each of you all watching the live session today. So today we're going to be doing a live session on answer writing and how to get maximum marks in your answers when you write your mains. Okay, so that's the topic of today's discussion. And I have gone through all the questions that you guys have posted on the UPSC Guide channel. So we'll be answering them. Along with that, to each of you guys present today, I'd like to wish you a very happy Friendship Day. I hope that you have great friends and great relations with each of you guys, and going forward that you guys achieve your dreams together. Okay. Now see, today, so the thing is, we're going to be doing a session on mains answer writing, okay? So for the guys who are actually writing mains, please listen in, because this session will ensure that you have the edge, okay? A slight edge over somebody else who's probably not paying attention, so that you can get more marks. And for the guys who are beginners, who are in the stage when you're also studying for prelims, then this is for you too, okay? So I've made a few questions, okay? As to what to address today. Okay, so the first question that I'm going to be answering today is when to start answer writing. Okay, when do you have to start answer writing? Okay, so the thing is, I think Shakuntla is asking me about essay. So yeah, so the thing about essay is we'll do something about essay. I'm going to talk about it also. Okay, so please be tuned in. Okay, so first question is when to start answer writing. Okay, so there are two approaches to this. One is based on the holistic approach and the other one is the post prelims approach. So in the holistic approach, what happens is that you can start answer writing from the very first day of your UPSC preparation. So usually what happens is most of us start preparing for the UPSC cycle from the end of a prelims. So let's say there's a prelims on June 2nd. So usually the preparation for that year starts from the next day after the prelims, right? So you can start doing answer writing from then on. Okay. Now the thing is, you don't have to do answers like write 10 answers a day or write 12 answers a day. Okay. So let's not do that. I'll tell you a very simple but effective way. Guys, hi, each of you all, hi. Okay. Hi Raman. Hi Sangeeta, hi Devansh, hi Grace, hi Kushi, hi Shushmita. Each of you all hi, okay? I'm not going to keep on saying hi because then it's going to disturb the video. But we're going to get back to the question, okay? So two approaches for answer writing, when to start answer writing, okay? Now see, in the holistic approach, I would advise you to do answer writing from the first day, okay? So in this case, what you need to do is you don't have to write 20 answers or 30 answers every single day. What you have to do is you have to write one JS answer and one optional answer. See, in my case, my optional is political science and international relations. So when I'm doing political science and international relations, I can write one answer of it. So likely what happens is if you're writing even two answers a day from the very beginning, and let's assume you study for about 365 days, okay? So by the end of the year, okay, so by the time you start from prelims to the end of that prelims, you would have written about 720 answers. Okay, so 720 answers. That's more than any test series you can join. And how am I going to write answers? It's very simple. Just log on to any website online, okay? Insights, Vision, GS Score, GK Today, Sleepy Classes, whatever. Yeah, the questions are free online, okay? Just pick up the question, write an answer, post it online, somebody will review it. Easy. If that's not possible, then you have a group of 3 or 4 serious aspirants with yourselves who are actually going to study, okay? Not people who are just going to fool around. Then you can ask each of you all right answers and review it between each other. So that's a good approach of doing. So the logic is simple, okay? 2 questions every single day for 1 year, okay? So please do that. That's one approach of following. So Padam is asking me how many attempts have I used to clear the exam. So this was my third attempt when I cleared the exam, and my first 2 attempts I couldn't clear prelims. So in my third attempt I could clear. So for me prelims was the hardest part, and it was very difficult for me to pass the prelim stage. So then it was in my third attempt that I cleared the prelims and the mains and the interview. and I got my rank, and well, I'm going to be an IPS officer, so that's my story. I hope I answer your question, Padam. So anyway, so like I was saying, guys, when to start answer writing, two approaches. One is the holistic approach and the other one is the post-prelims approach. Now, in the holistic approach, like I said, 2 questions a day, one from JS, one from optionals. Write it, review it with your friends, with your, with your teachers, put it online, post it on a forum, doesn't matter. Just get it reviewed and you're done. And how long does it take to write 2 questions a day? Maybe 30 minutes. That's it. Don't spend more time on it than that. And don't try writing perfect answers. In mains answers, there's nothing called perfect, okay? Perfection is an illusion. Just try writing. Whatever the quality is, whatever your content is, even if you've not studied, just write. You'll get used to it. Now, the second approach when to start answer writing is post-prelims, okay? Now, what happens post-prelims is that most candidates, right, would have not written answers before prelims, so they'll usually start writing post the prelim stage, okay? So at this time, what happens is that you can actually focus on the kind of approach that you want to inculcate, okay? So what you can ideally do is, in a day, okay, so if you're studying post-prelims for mains, what happens is there is about... let's assume you're studying for 12 hours a day, okay? 12 hours. So you're going to spend about 6 hours for your optional and 6 hours for your GS, okay? That's ideally how you should be studying. Now, when you're spending 6 hours on your GS, okay, so when you're spending 6 hours, yeah, guys, sorry, there's a little bit of a problem with my internet connection. Sorry for that. So we're going to get back, okay? Sorry for the internet connection problem. So anyway, so like I was saying, right? So when to start prelims, when to start answer writing, 2 approaches. One is the holistic approach when you write 1 answer from GS and 1 answer from optional every single day. And the second approach is that you write answers post your prelims exam, okay? Because this is ideally the time when most serious aspirants will be writing answers, okay? So what's happening is that you guys have to make sure that you spend like at least 12 hours during your mains phase, wherein you spend 6 hours on GS and 6 hours on optional, okay? So at this point of time, you spend at least 3 hours a day just writing. So when you do that, you'll get a great grip on writing. Now, so that's one answer, okay? The second thing that you guys need to understand is how to write answers, okay? So how to write answers. So the idea of the exam is there are 20 questions, okay? There are 10 markers and there are 10 15 markers. So that's a total of 250 questions, 250 marks, okay? So in this scenario, what you should be doing is that you should get maximum marks, okay? See, every single mark in the exam is very, very important to you, okay? Because 1 mark is almost in the final list equal to 10 ranks after a certain point. And every mark that you lose out on is like losing out on a rank, a cadre, a service, and your entire life will be different. So please ensure that you get every mark is important to you. So in order for you to get every mark, you need to do at all the 20 questions. The basis of answer writing is please don't skip any question in GS or optional, okay? Please remember this. Now, how are you supposed to write answers, okay? So my approach in answer writing is very simple. You need to have an approach wherein you have an introduction and conclusion in almost every answer, okay? Because if you don't have an intro and a conclusion in every answer, then it gets very difficult for the examiner to see a holistic answer, okay? Now, so what you got to do is for every 10 markers, please use... Okay. Is the internet better right now? Guys, I'm sorry, the internet connection's a little bad, okay? Ali Haidar is asking me which pen is the best. I've used this pen for my exams when I wrote mains, okay? Can you see this? This is the pen that I used. So guys, you should try using this pen because when you hold this pen with the right grip, right, it doesn't hurt your hand because, see, when you write 20 questions, you know, this portion of your hand will start hurting, this will hurt, and this will hurt. So this pen, I figured, is very good for mains, okay? It's called a Uniball Click Gel. Okay, guys, I hope that helps you. So anyway, so answer writing is simple. For a 10 marker and a 15 marker, you got to adopt a 4 paragraph and a 5 paragraph approach. And what I mean is, for every 10 marker, it's a 2+2 approach. Okay, so there's 1 introduction, 1 conclusion in 2 bodies, and likewise for a 15 marker, there's 1 introduction, 1 conclusion, and 3 parts to it. Okay, So please follow that approach. Always ensure that you have some basic introduction with some fact. Okay, for example, if there's a question on India's population or something, then what you can do is, when you're writing it in the introduction, please ensure that you write a small fact, like for example, India's total fertility rate is so and so, compare the fertility rate of two places. So this kind of thing you do. Okay, and then you keep doing that. Somebody is asking me about PSIR books and material. So this is just on, this session is on mains answer writing, buddy. So I'm not going to get into the details of PSIR, but any option related material, books and strategy is on my Instagram handle, wherein I've uploaded the mains books for different optionals, as well as prelims books and mains books and different things by various toppers. So you can please go check it out. Okay, so do that. Now, what I was saying is that you have to do every single question in mains. Okay, please don't even skip one question, because what happens is every mark is important. So ideally, look at it. Don't emphasize on being perfect in every question, wherein you want to get like 70% marks in every question. That's not going to happen. So what you have to do is, my Instagram handle name is Rohan Jagadeesh. Okay, so you just type Rohan Jagadeesh, you will find me. You'll find me on Instagram. So that's that. Okay. So what you have to ideally be doing is that you have to write all 20 questions with decent quality and complete the paper. So then what you're doing is, if you get at least 50% marks in every question, okay, then you stand a chance of getting around 120 marks. This is of course an ideal situation, but irrespective, you can get at least about 100 marks in every paper, which is about 400 marks. Now, if you get around 400 marks in your GS, then you're in a very good place. So please do not forget this, okay? And, please don't forget that every single mark in the UPSC exam is important, because, from my mark, which is 998 marks, my overall marks, to the next mark, which is 997. There's a gap of 16 ranks, okay? So this is very, very crucial for the way that you will decide your career and your service. Like, for example, like my first preference at the exam was the Indian Police Service, okay? So now, if, for example, I had gotten 1 mark less, then maybe I would have not gotten the Indian Police Service. So this is how every single mark is important. So please ensure that you write all the questions. And also ensure that you write somewhere in the point format, because it's easier for the examiner to understand. Don't use excessive flowcharts, and always ensure that if there's a history question or a geography question, that you put in a diagram. Okay, like if there's a polity question, put in an article or put in a case law, or do these kind of things. Now, I think somebody is asking me how to do the essay. Okay. Now, essay, yes, Nagaraj, I was in Mysore. Yes, I was. Now, how to do the essay? Very simple way of doing essay is take about 10 to 12 topics of social importance, like health, education, economy, something related to polity and, like social indicators, etc. And start making broad guidelines, okay? Like, for example, you make it based on the GS syllabus. Like for example, if I'm going to take a topic on poverty, so I'm going to find the points on the historical factors of poverty, then the social causes, then the economic causes, the political causes, the international related issues with respect to poverty, and then the ethical aspects, and so on and so forth. So, in this way, I picked. You can pick all of these dimensions and make a broad guideline for an essay. And if you make it for like about 15 to 20 essays, then you can definitely like write any essay in a good way. Okay, so I think that's ideally how you should be addressing the essay effectively, is what I feel. Vivin is asking me where I'm right now. Right now I'm in Bangalore. So that's how you're supposed to be doing your essay. And additionally, if you don't know how to do this, please log into the Vision website, and you should be able to find these broad frameworks for essay, and you should be able to do it that way. How to manage time. Okay, now time management is a very crucial aspect with respect to the exam. So you ideally have to write 80 marks in 1 hour. So if you write 80 marks in 1 hour, you write about 240 marks in 3 hours. And somewhere you wouldn't know exactly how to maximize your marks, right? So in that scenario, you complete all the questions and somehow you will be able to write, and then you'll get your marks. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. Okay, so each of these papers have a lot of importance. So you have to know a breakup of how to get marks so that you get a rank. Okay, what you have to do is ideally you've got to aim for about 130 to 145 marks in the essay. Okay, so let's assume you're getting 140 marks, and then in GS you should get about 400 plus. Okay, so somewhere a good place is 400, so 140 plus 400 is about 540 marks, and then let's assume you get 280 plus in your optional. So that's 540, 840, 820. So you're getting about 820 marks. Okay, so having 820 marks is a great place to be in. And then if you get above average marks in the interview, about 170 or 180, then you should definitely get a rank. So please do not forget the breakup of these marks, because that's where it'll be very crucial for you to gain more. Okay, so please don't forget that. So in this way, always remember that every paper that you write should be given equal importance, and do strategize on revision. Okay, Onkar is asking me what my optional is. My optional is political science. Okay, Chaudhary is asking me how long an essay should be. There is no fixed limit to an essay. The UPSC prescribes it to be about 1200 to 1000 to 1200 words. So now that you could almost write it from the end to end. So okay, so there's no set limit. Javed is asking me how to explain the introduction and the conclusion. Introduction is very simple if you're writing a JS answer, right? For example, if they're asking you something based on some historical things, so you write some historical introduction. For example, if they're asking you about Nagara architecture or Dravida architecture, right? So you tell them where it originated. So that's the introduction. In conclusion, you can write how it contributed to the formation of a new architecture like Visara. So that would be a conclusion. So similarly, you can write all of these for different things. Okay, and please ensure that you put some relevant diagrams if you're writing history answers, because those will definitely fetch you extra marks. And please don't forget to put maps and geography and so on and so forth. Okay, so these things will definitely help you. Some of you are asking me some current affairs sources. So current affairs sources, the newspaper is a primary source, and then along with that, you can refer a daily current affairs website along with a monthly magazine, and along with that you can also do a yearly magazine. Okay, so that's something that you can do. So I guess I've probably answered some of the basics of how you've got to be doing your answer writing, and I guess it should be helpful for you in the long run the way you approach it. Please remember that you have to maintain consistency and that you should never give up. Okay, because if you stop now, it's going to be very difficult for you to keep momentum. Just remember that your goal is very big in life. Okay, so you're here looking at a video or probably paying so much attention to your studies because you want to be an officer. Okay, you want to be an IAS officer or an IPS officer or any other officer of the central services, right? So that's why you want to be. So please don't lose your momentum. Please don't forget that this is a marathon. Every single day that you spend studying is one step closer that you get to your goal. Okay? I've read somewhere that they say that only if you burn like the sun, then can you shine like the sun. So shine like the sun. Don't forget, okay? And always make sure that you practice every day. Be consistent. Go on with your, prelims work. Have a nice schedule. If you want to write answers, and spend at least 8 to 10 hours every day studying, okay? Because your goal is to win, is to succeed, is to achieve, right? So don't forget. Don't forget, because when you do become an officer, then your life is going to change. Just remember what you're going to do. Think about the kind of things that you will achieve. Somebody's asking me how much marks I got in the interview. I got 193. So that's my marks in the interview. So please don't forget your goal. Please always wake up every morning knowing that you have a mission. You have a task. You've got to achieve something big in your life. And sleep every night feeling satisfied that I have studied well. And if you do that, trust me, the next rank is yours. Okay? So I wish you all the best, and may God bless you. Jai Hind. Take care.